Hello, wisdom seekers, wisdom keepers. Welcome to Wisdom Drops. My name is Tanya. I am your astrologer. Thank you for choosing me to learn more about how this Virgo full moon happening on March 9th, 2020 is going to impact us as a collective, and how you, most importantly, how you can use this energy of the Virgo full moon happening on March 9th for your best benefit, to help you accomplish the things that you want out of life and to tune in with the energies of the heavens. So with that said, by the end of this video, you're going to have my assessment of what this full moon is trying to tell us, and also how you can best use that energy in a very practical way. So let's get into it. This full moon is happening at 19 degrees Virgo. So first off, right out of the bat, if you have anything in your personal birth chart at 19 degrees Virgo, this is a big flipping deal. If you are a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant, this is a big deal for you. You can expect to see some big things happening. So specifically, what is happening beyond just a full moon in Virgo, and for how long can we anticipate this window of time or this influence from the heavens to be affecting us? And if you are really into astrology, and if you want to learn more about astrology, then this video is definitely for you, because I'm going to nerd out about all the different little things happening, and you'll get to kind of follow it step by step. So we're going to walk through it together, okay? And hopefully by the end of it, your own astrological knowledge will be brought up to a new level, okay? So anyway, you know, it's happening at 19 degrees of Virgo, yeah, but also we have a Venus conjunct Uranus happening at the same exact time in the sign of Taurus. Okay, that's a big freaking deal. There's only a 1 degree separation between these two planets at the moment of this full moon. So Venus is in its home sign of Taurus, right? And that's a great thing, because it makes Venus much stronger. She's in her own element. She's in her own sign of Taurus. So in Taurus versus Libra, because Venus rules both of those signs, right? She's more grounded, and she's more earthy, and she's more engaged in her 5 senses. She wants to be sensual and experience good food and luxurious tastes and smells and sensual feelings. She wants to be comfortable in comfortable clothing, okay? And just do more earthy activities, like take nice baths with good essential oils, and like maybe even work with the earth if you're in a region of the planet that can do that this time of year, right? Or even just go out in nature, because this full moon in particular, y'all, this is happening with a lot of earth energy activated. So this moon that we're having right now on March 9th, to me, it's like really calling our attention to pay attention to the earth, because we have this Venus-Uranus conjunction happening in Taurus, and of course the moon is in Virgo, but we also have all this energy, the stellium of planets in Capricorn, as we've had for the last couple months, or several months if you want to count the Saturn Pluto energy that's been there for much longer, okay? But let's take it one piece at a time and finish the Venus conjunct Uranus. So well, you know, Venus, that's what she's like in Taurus, we just talked about it, but conjunct Uranus, well, expect the unexpected. Expect what? The unexpected. Not only this week of March 9th, okay, that's happening Monday throughout the whole week, even this weekend that I'm currently filming and posting this, but for the next lunar cycle. So until the next full moon, which is going to be in the sign of Libra, which I'm super excited about. I'm a Libra sun. But, you know, anyway, outside of that, what we're really looking at is a month of influence of this snapshot of the heavens right now. And so this Uranus energy conjunct Venus, everything related to women in your life, expect the unexpected. Everything related to finances in your life, expect the unexpected. Everything related to how you experience pleasure around you and your built environment and what is physically around you, expect the unexpected. And of course, you're going to have this energy manifest within a targeted area of your life, dependent upon your unique birth chart, which I'm also obviously a professional astrologer, maybe not obviously. So here's your FYI. If you do want a reading with me, you can just reach out to me on the YouTube channel here, or send an email to wisdomdrops, that's all Z's, @gmail.com. And I'll be sure to get back to you with my current services and prices. But, you know, generally speaking, for the collective, we can all expect the unexpected, because Uranus is lightning. Uranus is the unexpected. It's genius. It's electricity. It is everything spontaneous and just like higher chakra connection to the divine. It is very much so connected to higher thinking, okay, and forces beyond the third dimension. It is beyond Saturn in that regard, okay, because Saturn was the third dimension. So Uranus is more of this like ET, it rules extraterrestrials. So it's this far out there, literally and metaphorically, energy meshing with Venus, pleasure, romance, abundance, okay, physical money, that coin, okay, that's all coming together, this spontaneous factor with this pleasure factor. So you might find you're turned on by somebody you would have never thought you were turned on by before, ever, just out of the blue, nowhere. You might have some really nice, kinky, pleasurable experiences happening in your love life or built environment around you in your home life. Maybe somebody in your home surprises you for better or for worse. Uranus also rules random changes of like luck, like the Wheel of Fortune card in tarot, if you're into that or familiar with that. So don't be scared, because, you know, Venus is in its own sign of Taurus, so it's stronger there, and it's giving us more of its benefic, its absolute benefic vibe that it can, because it's in Taurus, its own sign, and it's stronger is what I'm saying. Venus is a benefic in general, and so she'll never give you, you know, bad stuff. Because she's a benefic, she gives you good things, just like Jupiter, versus a malefic, which is like a planet that can actually give you some harm in addition to the good that it can bring. Everything is a high and low frequency though, right? According to the law of duality, the spiritual understanding that there's two sides to every coin, so to speak. But, you know, I don't want anybody to be frightened, because of course fear never helps with anything. And also, I don't think the heavens is really calling us into that energy truly. But, you know, let's talk about what Venus and Uranus are doing in aspect, in conversation with other planets, because that's going to help inform what's going on in this earthy energy and really help us get to the bottom of what this earth energy is during this full moon. Well, Venus and Uranus are in conjunction. They're like this simpatico, and they're squaring Saturn. And Saturn, whoo, you just got chills up and down your spine because I said Saturn, good. No, I'm kidding. No. Because Saturn is a tough ass planet, right? It's the father of the zodiac. It's father time, you know, it's time. It's bones and teeth and the third dimension and everything hard. It's wood and trees and rocks and earth, for that matter, could be very much so considered under Saturnian and also Venusian rulership, so to speak. But, you know, with this hard aspect, what is this telling us? It's calling us to pay attention to our finances, and it's calling us to pay attention not only to our finances in terms of what we have, but how we structure them, because Saturn is structure, it is system, it is organization in the type of big thinking, and also in an individual's life, any given person like you and me. Saturn is how you structure yourself. It's your inner authority. It's your external authority and how you manifest that in your life. It's how you structure your life. Saturn structure in a natal chart, your life. You follow? So with a Sat in the collective snapshot of the heaven that's happening during this full moon, you have this Venus conjunct Uranus, all simpatico over here, squaring, hard aspect, Saturn in Capricorn. So what is this really saying? Yeah, you might have some financial issues that pop up out of nowhere because Uranus, Venus, okay, square Saturn structure that you might have to take care of and be an inner authority about. You might have to be responsible, in other words, Saturn, okay? Because yeah, that is one way this energy can manifest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. But another way this can manifest, and for likely a lot of you, you're already feeling this, and I'm excited to talk about this, it's calling you to think about how to structure yourself and your life in terms of how you make money. And interestingly enough, because how you make money can be symbolized by Venus in this instance, since she's in her own sign of Taurus, which is an earth sign and is fixed earth, and mind you, rules things like business, money, capital, things of that sort, okay? Because this is happening between the signs of Taurus and Capricorn, it's like, hello, is anybody on earth listening? We want you to pay attention to how you're making your money and how you're structuring your life around money. I'm so sorry, my cats are like not being well behaved right now. You need to be nice to your sister. This is my mean face. All right. But anyway, you know, you need to pay attention to that, in my humble opinion, because not only is this happening, this Saturn, you know, square Venus Uranus, but the sun in the heavens, which is going to be at 19 degrees, obviously, since that's the full moon degree, is conjunct Neptune, y'all, at the same freaking time. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. Now, why am I so excited about that in conjunction or in relevance to the fact I just said about, you know, this Venus conjunct Uranus square Saturn? I'm excited about that because Neptune rules dreams. Neptune is the higher vibration, the higher frequency in astrology of Venus. So you think Venus is a benefic, Neptune is a benefic. The thing is, Neptune has definitely some like shady vibes. It can go a certain type of way and not be all benefic all the time, okay? Like the spreading of things and mental illness and psychic energy gone wrong, I should say. You know, an illusion, and it can be associated with people who are trying to fool you, people who are really good con artists and things of that sort. But Neptune conjunct the sun, y'all, it's getting, look, the sun just passed over Neptune, number one, because the sun is at 19 degrees, okay, of Pisces at this full moon, and Neptune's at 18 degrees. That means that by ancient standards of astrology, Neptune has just been purified by the sun. Because when the sun passes over a planet, or when a planet conjuncts the sun burns it. It's like, through my fire you go, okay? And when that planet comes out the other side of the sun, it's purified. It's like, I'm new. And so I'm personally not freaked out about the lower vibrations that these energies could bring, because Neptune has just been purified by the sun. It's at 18 degrees. The sun's at 19. It's done past Neptune. It's cleansed Neptune. Neptune is pure again. It's what it's supposed to be. High vibe Neptune, think like Christ energy. If you don't believe in Christianity and all that jazz, cool. You know, just higher psychic energy, angels, guides, goddesses, gods, the sea, lakes, bodies of water, spiritual elementals that correspond with those nature things, okay? It rules that stuff. I'm getting like goosebumps just thinking about it, like mermaids. I mean, whatever you want it to associate with it, but it is angelic, okay? At the end of the day, Neptune is very spiritual and it is angelic, okay? So having that planet just recently purified by the sun and still in conjunction during this full moon, this chart that I'm looking at is screaming to pay attention to our dreams and to connect how our dreams can also be our structure, Saturn, that makes us money, Venus, conjunct Uranus. You are being called, if you are watching this right now, the universe is calling you to think creatively, think from your inner genius mind. We all have inner genius. It just looks different, okay? Think from that place about how you can turn your pleasures into your money makers, because Venus conjunct Uranus is helping us right now. It's providing us a very, you know, rare opportunity, having since that this conjunction is happening in the sign of Taurus, very rare opportunity to have Venus in its own sign of Taurus conjunct Uranus, because Uranus takes so much longer to move around the zodiac than Venus, right? It's giving us this window, y'all, of opportunity to think from our inner genius about our money-making Venus, about our pleasure Venus, okay, in relationship to how we structure ourselves as a Capricorn, authority, Saturn in the sign of Capricorn, its own sign, okay? And turn our dreams, Neptune conjunct Sun, into a reality. And that's literally what's being called of us right now. Now, the other piece of this, you might be like, well, Tanya, how do I go about doing that? Well, good question. You go about doing that by channeling your Virgo energy, okay? And how do I know that? Because the other luminary, or, you know, reflective luminaries, it may be, the moon consciousness, is drawing our attention to Virgo themes, seeing as this is a full moon in Virgo. So if you get your Virgo vibe on, you're going to be Virgoing into some coin making that is going to suit you at the end of the day, because it's coming from a place of inner genius and lightness, because Uranus and Neptune are very light spiritual energies. They're very like ephemeral and like energetic oriented. So right now, in a good summary of what I'm trying to communicate with you is that you are being called to turn your lighter energy, your spiritual energy, your fun vibration, okay, your dream vibration, into a money-making situation. Okay, because that Saturn there in Capricorn is very grounding. And because there's a square between that Saturn-Venus energy, it's really calling you to pay attention. And this is so incredibly relevant because of the Libra full moon 1 month from now, okay, in April, Venus and Saturn are in sextile or trine. I think it's sextile. Because they're in positive aspect. Because the point that I'm trying to communicate is that we are in a 1 month window right now, where at this lunation, at this full moon, Venus and Saturn are having a tense aspect. There's a red line between them. They're having a tug of war. They got to figure something out. There's a communication here that's a little tense. There's something to resolve, okay? And don't be scared of that. It's actually potential. I always say a hard aspect is like a rubber band. It's pulled real hard and it has potential. You can either choose to let it go and snap on your own arm, or you can fling it across the room and hit a target, okay? So think about that, because 1 month from now, y'all, those two planets are going to be in a simpatico flowing vibration, a blue line, and it's going to be more like you're chilling with your best friend on a swing set, just like flowing back and forth between each other, okay? And the reason I'm bringing this up, because if you use your magic and if you catalyze what is going on in the heavens this week, you're going to be reaping rewards 1 month from now at the next lunation of the Libra full moon, because Saturn and Venus are going to be in flow aspect, and Saturn rewards work. Granted, it takes time. I wouldn't expect anything like super incredibly dramatic, but at the same time, I maybe would, because Uranus is conjunct Venus right now, y'all, and that's expect the unexpected, okay? So with that said, 1 month from now, what you put in now is going to give you gifts 1 month from now. That might be an opportunity that you put out your application for, and how it comes back to reward you 1 month from now. That might be you put in some new action steps to build your new business. 1 month from now, you find yourself in a whole new stage of that business, and who'd have thunk it, okay? But what I'm saying is, think now. Now is very much so in the heavens charted as a cranial period for combining and synthesizing and communicating and organizing, because Virgo energy, your dreams, and how you can turn your dreams into structure for you, okay? How do you go about it, though, in more depth? Well, the full moon, our consciousness, the moon, consciousness, the soul, consciousness, it's associated with those concepts, right, through astrology, understanding, is in Virgo. So it wants you to think about mercurial. It wants you to take an approach that is through the lens of Mercury. And Mercury is very analytical as a planet. It's very good at organizing and structuring things when it's in a happy place, or when it's in a good, healthy position. Now, what is Mercury in the heavens currently doing at the time of this moon? It's kind of relevant, seeing as Mercury is the ruler, planetary ruler, that is, of the sign of Virgo, where the moon is during this full moon. Well, Mercury is stationing direct, holy guacamole, after being retrograde for weeks in the sign of Aquarius. And that's at 28 degrees. So, you know, this is really powerful. And the reason I keep coming back to, like, this is written all over this chart, that you need to do all this stuff, is because of every piece I'm talking about. I just can't get you all the pieces out at once. I'm saying it's really this window, y'all. We're being given a gift right now, because Mercury is very, very strong. in the sign. Ooh, it's so strong in the sign of Aquarius, okay? It's like, I know people in my life with this, and I just like love this energy because it's just so incredibly like articulate and like, you know, clear, and just, it's so intellectual, and has this ability to look objectively at things and also communicate in a way that is to the point and direct, but at the same time is inclusive of the collective within their communication patterns. So it's not so much like a Mercury in Libra, for example. But anyway, I don't want to get into too much into that because this video is not in that focus. But point being, Mercury is very strong right now in the sign of Aquarius, and it's finishing its retrograde cycle. That's what I mean by stationing to go direct. It's almost done looking as if it's going backwards throughout the heavens, is what I'm communicating. So anyway, that's powerful because it's almost like this full moon is like our last kind of chance to like take some of these more internal psychological pieces that we've been undoubtedly, whether or not you've been trying to, okay, processing and thinking about for the last few weeks, and turn it into something beautiful and abundant, because Venus is involved, conjunct Uranus. This is literally a time to believe in yourself. This is a time to believe in your guides and your angels and the messages you're receiving. This is a time to have faith and put in incredible, just like action of faith, coming from a place of faith, because this sky is so incredibly spiritual with the sun conjunct Neptune, very spiritual in the sign of Pisces, which, mind you, Neptune's in its own sign. Okay. You know, you're being given this, it's almost like whether or not you try, because there's so much flow between Jupiter and Mars and these other celestial bodies. There's so much like good, easy aspects, in other words, happening. It's almost like whether or not you try, you're getting these downloads. And so what's up to you, what's like your responsibility, is to take advantage of this. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to literally consider, how are you turning your dreams into your reality? How are you turning your passion projects into your money-making projects? How are you thinking outside the box and figuring out a way to start something part-time in addition to your full-time? How are you starting to think more creatively and from a place of less limitation? This is your time. This is your gift from the universe to do exactly this at this full moon and over the next month. And I'm so excited to be delivering you this message, and I hope you feel it, because it's real. I'm like tearing up, trying not to like get too overwhelmed by it, but it's like I can feel the energy. And you know, the North Node is in Cancer at this time still, and we're almost done with that, y'all. So that's another really significant thing that we are gonna talk about in the spring forecast videos, which I'm so excited to release. But you know, for the time being, you're still being called to think about all of the things I just said to you in relationship to your home, to your everyday life, to what's going on amongst you and your family and your own maternal nurturing energy. Whether you're a woman or a man or whatever gender, whatever you identify as, we all have an internal like mothering energy, and, you know, or a maternal energy, I should say. Nurturing energy maybe is even a better word there. But you know, we all have that. And so you're being called to kind of turn that nurturing energy of Cancer, that is like a blanket, that is like a cup of tea, okay? A nice warm cup of tea with a cozy blanket and a book, okay? You're in pillows, okay? You're being called to turn all that energy and like combine that with what I just said about how do you turn your passion projects into money, and how do you make yourself comfortable? How do you nurture yourself? How do you mother yourself? How do you provide that sense of coziness to yourself, to your home? Okay, North Node in Cancer with all this other energy that I was just talking about. So, you know, anyway, Mercury is in your favor, friend. Whether or not you've realized it, you've been thinking about things the last few weeks. You've had perks and sparks of these energies. And over the next month, starting this week on March 9th onward, you're going to be seeing different examples of how this energy is like rippling throughout your life. Okay, so use it now. Whenever you're watching this, use it now. It's not too late, as long as it's within this month frame of time. It's not too late. to use this energy. But if you are watching this around the full moon itself, fantastic. You're going to be able to capitalize on it, so to speak. I hate that word, but like you're going to be able to maximize on this opportunity to the best of its ability if you're kind of aware of this stuff. So pay attention to those thoughts you've been having the last few weeks. Pay attention to those creative messages that have been coming to you through either your own guides and your own, channels of receiving of your own self, or through your own experiences, through other people saying things to you, through messages being delivered to you, through signals, synchronicities, things that your angels and guides have sent you the last few weeks and throughout the next few weeks, okay, throughout the next month. Pay attention and take action, because it's time. The universe wants to see you succeed, and Lord, ooh, is it time? Because you have a Mars conjunct, loosely conjunct. I'm not talking in terms of 10-degree orb, okay? I'm saying in the sign of Capricorn, we have Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn, not to mention Pallas Athena, the asteroid of inner feminine badassery, who's like Athena, the goddess of war, what? Who came out of the head of Zeus, what? So that's conjunct Mars right now, and Jupiter, y'all. It's literally, not to mention the part of fortune, holy guacamole, is in Capricorn. Oh my God. The force is with you, Luke. Take it. Because the part of fortune is like a pot of freaking gold, wherever it is in the zodiac. And right now you have the benefic Jupiter with Pluto, the deep transformer, the deep psychological cleaner, the transformer of everything internal and everything psychological and everything energetic. Conjunct Saturn, the great structurer, the great badass of form and structure and bones, the very foundation which muscle and flesh needs to function, okay? With Mars, the planet of action, and Pallas Athena, and Athena is known as a goddess for being very strategic. She's a smart goddess. She's the goddess of war. She plans things. She's a badass, man. So that, with the part of fortune in Capricorn, and all that Capricorn energy I just mentioned is sending these blue lines, these nice flowing simpatico vibes, okay, out to these other planets. There's like hardly any hard aspect. The only hard aspect is what I talked about, Venus square Saturn, Venus Uranus, that is, square Saturn. So like you're literally looking at a prime opportunity to take on this badass energy of Capricorn, the boss, the authority, the top, the manager, okay, the entrepreneur that's succeeded and built themselves their own business, their own like foundation. And even if it's not that, it's how you're presenting yourself out in the world with your own inner sense of authority. You don't have to be a manager. You don't have to be a boss of anything or anyone but yourself. And that's what this energy, no matter who you are, is calling us to do. And this is a gift. This is a true gift. So I really hope that you got something from this summary. And if you want to get a reading with me, I would love to do a reading with you and find out more information about your personal chart. I can even look at how lunations like this are affecting you personally. But I do, individual chart readings just to see what's up with your chart, answer specific questions, relationship readings, synastry, composite. I do all sorts of stuff with that, relocation, all sorts of things. So anyway, if you want to do that with me, you can reach out at wisdomdrops@gmail.com. Those are all Z's, no S's involved over here. And, if you like this video, please do like it and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, because we're going to be putting out a lot more stuff as time goes on. So with that said, the last final thought on this is Virgo is all about Earth again. So use this as a time to focus on your healthy habits. Use this as a time to focus on what are you doing daily that's going to get you to this end goal of this dream that we talked about. Use this as a time to focus on what is making you really, at the end of the day, holistically healthy, and not like, chemicals, and not like just, extra stuff that is unpure. I'm not talking about all those added food dyes and sugars and even animal products. I'm not talking about that. I'm vegan, y'all, and I encourage you to do the same for health, okay, and for cleanliness of your body, for lack of poison. You keep your body, much more healthy when you eat more plant-based foods. And this full moon, even if you don't, that doesn't resonate with you for the long term, you know, whatever, during this lunation, it might benefit you to just like be a little more mindful about that, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, this week, and just eat more plant-based, eat cleaner, eat your veggies, okay, have some tofu, you know, because Virgo rules such things. Virgo rules animals. Virgo rules the companionship with animals as well, and it rules cleanliness. And you know, it actually rules organization and all sorts of things related to healthy habits. So you combine those two things, right? Because it's mercurial, but it's an earth element and it's mutable. So it likes to address things as they come, and it likes to keep a fair level of consistency, even if that consistency looks different. So if you're doing yoga, great. Definitely in alignment. Do some yoga around this full moon, okay? If you want to manifest things like this, yoga, healthy habits, more plant-based diet, more in your life, now is a great time to start. Because if you start with this full moon, it's gonna help you keep on throughout the next month, and one would say with potential for much longer, because this is the time for consciousness, the moon, to center around such things, Virgo. Okay, I'm very excited to bring this video to you. If it resonated and you know, you would like to tell me more about your experience with this, I would love to see a comment down below. And with that said, thank you so much for joining me. Again, please like and subscribe if you want more content like this. And I hope you have a great day. Peace. May the stars be with you.